Hey gorgeous souls, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me for another one of my videos today. So today's video is a very exciting video because it's all about nature, one of my favorite things, and how we can manifest with nature and the seasons and use the power of Mother Earth, Mother Nature, to actually help us manifest our desires. It's something that not a lot of people correlate together or know about, so I really want to share with you today my practices, my tips and tools on this of how you can work with nature to manifest your desires and bring abundance into your life. But if you're new here to my channel, then welcome. My name is Emma. I'm an award-winning life coach, 2-time best-selling author, law of attraction YouTuber here on my channel, and I'm the host of the #1 spirituality podcast on iTunes, Spiritual Queen's Badass Podcast. And here on my channel, I cover all things law of attraction, manifestation, spirituality, and self-help. So not only do I really hope you're going to enjoy this video, but the abundance of videos here on my channel over the last 8 years. So nature is something which I think we all love, hopefully. I mean, it's important that we do love nature, but it's something that is not necessarily put two and two together with manifestation, right? And over the years, as I've dived deeper into my spiritual practice and learnt about like equinoxes, solstices, nature, the seasons, the cycles, I'm seeing more and more, I guess, not data, but more like results in terms of when I'm manifesting with nature, I'm really connecting to it. And I really feel like more and more this like deep call to like get back in nature, work with nature more and bring nature more into my work because of how transformational it is in my life, but also how grounded it is with manifestation. So why do I think this is important with manifestation? So in the manifestation sphere, obviously I have been aware of it for 7 years and teaching it for 7 years now. It's very much a masculine energy, the divine masculine energy. And that's great because that's what we need. And obviously part of the yang energy, the summer energy, in our seasons, in our cycles, is obviously the masculine manifestation energy. So we need that summer yang energy, that masculine energy to manifest. But we also need divine balance and equilibrium and bringing in that winter yin feminine energy into our manifestations as well. Now, for me, in my personal experiences, regulating my nervous system, obviously healing, doing the inner work, and coming back home to myself has been one of the biggest transformations that I've had, but have also transformed my manifestations hugely. So manifesting from a regulated space is so important so that you can manifest your aligned desires and manifest from an aligned space, but also feel that joy and peace and contentment within yourself. So connecting to nature helps us to regulate our nervous systems. It helps us to regulate our adrenals and helps us to regulate our minds as well and ground back in. It's always the way, like when we're having a stressful day or something's been going on, as soon as we go put our feet on the grass, as soon as we sit outside or we go for a walk, take the dog for a walk, my mind clears instantly. I feel totally transformed. I feel like my mind is clear. I feel just so grounded and connected. And it's really important that we do ground ourselves in because that helps us to feel happier. That helps us to experience more joy and that helps us to be more present. Because remember, the only time we're going to manifest our desires is in the present moment, not in the past and not in the future. Today, here and now, in this present moment. So we need to be in the present moment. We need to be experiencing joy and all those amazing feelings and emotions here and now. And another way that I really love to describe this is the abundance of nature. So nature does not fear. Nature does not feel it's not worthy. Nature does not have any of the restrictions or beliefs or blocks that we as humans have. So to give you an example of this, flowers, for instance, they just bloom. They just bloom in their most perfectly imperfect way. They don't care if the flower next to them's taller. They don't care if it's more brighter. They don't care if it's pinker. It just unapologetically blooms and is its own flower and is like, here I am. And ultimately as well in nature, abundance is all around us in nature through it's just being. That feminine energy of just being, like the birds just be their best selves and tweet away and sing along. The trees are just being their best self and creating oxygen and doing their thing. Plants are just showing up, doing their thing, and they don't care. They're not like, oh, shouldn't I bloom? Should I not bloom? They're like, I'm blooming. I'm here and I am blooming. So nature does not fear. Nature does not feel lack. And even in the autumn months, the trees, the plants, they don't cling onto their leaves thinking like, oh no, I don't think you're going to come back, or I don't think this abundance is going to come back. The tree is like, I am abundant. Let it go. Take my leaves. I'm ready to go in my winter feminine energy. I'm ready to go into hibernation because I know without a doubt, come spring, those blooms are going to return. Those shoots are going to come up. The leaves are going to return. So I think that nature is a beautiful reminder to us of complete divine trust in abundance and trust in everything. And you even look at nature, how abundantly it treats us by giving us oxygen, by giving us fruits, vegetables, and all kinds of wonderful things. Animals are so connected to nature as well, and they trust in that abundance. It's us as humans who do not trust in this abundance like nature so unapologetically does. So nature can be a fantastic teacher for us on embodying abundance and embodying an abundant mindset where we fully wholeheartedly trust that those flowers are going to return, that money's going to return, anything that leaves our life is going to be returned and amplified tenfold. It's a bit like trees, for example. I've got some new olive trees in my garden, which I got an Aldi special buy, and I'm well chuffed because I want new olive trees and I have done for a while, and they were a fantastic price on Aldi special buy. Anyway, my partner was saying, is that how big they get? Like they're really small. And I said, no, these are baby plants. Obviously, once you pot them and plant them and feed them, over the years, they will bush out, they will get bigger. So you think about that with nature as well. Like my olive trees could be sat there like, oh my gosh, this is as big as we're gonna get. Like, we're so slim, we're so small, like all these other trees are huge. How are we possibly going to be as mighty as that tree? Like my olive trees don't compare themselves to the massive tree in my garden. The olive trees are not sat there like, we're not worthy because we are baby olive trees. Like they know that they're going to grow. They trust that with watering, with nurturing, they're going to grow into beautiful olive trees. And with olive feed and stuff that I give them, they're going to transform and grow and be fantastic olive trees as well. So how can we, knowing this all now and knowing how abundant nature is, how can we incorporate this into our lives? Well, nature is a beautiful mindset to have around the flowers, around blooming, or around like purging and letting go and following those inner and outer cycles and seasons. So you've probably heard me talk about a lot, and it's in my book, Hurt, Healing, Healed as well, about our inner and outer seasons. So obviously our outer seasons are spring, summer, autumn, winter, and we ourselves experience those seasons as well. And if you're a woman who has menstrual cycles as well, then you also will have your spring, summer, winter, and autumn in your menstrual cycle as well. So we've got like 3 seasons going on, if anybody is menstruating. So there are different ways that these cycles and seasons do impact us. And a lot of the time people feel like they have to be in that summer masculine manifestation outer, go action all the time. And that, it's always about manifestation. And, sometimes I say to people, it's not all about manifestation. Honoring those patterns and cycles in nature is knowing when you're in your winter phase and actually you're releasing and purging and letting go instead of calling in, manifesting in action. Sometimes it's rest, sometimes it's allowing, and sometimes it's really allowing those things to fall away in your winter season to be able to manifest and feel whole and sunny and amazing in that summer season. So even if we're in like here now, obviously in the Northern Hemisphere in our spring season, you might still be in your winter season going through a cycle in your own life, and that's absolutely okay. So if you're not feeling called to go out and manifest with this spring equinox energy or spring energy, and maybe you're feeling like, actually I still feel like I'm purging, I still feel like I'm letting things go, please honor that, because that is your own inner season and that's where you need to be at this point in your life. And those seasons move through very quickly, trust me. Like I definitely feel like I'm in my spring season with the outer season of spring. And obviously, you know, I'm feeling those new beginnings coming in, I'm sowing the seeds, I'm seeing those plants starting to shoot up, those manifestations start to blossom. And in summer is when we like fully receive. So spring is all about like taking the action, having the green light from the universe. And obviously I have spring equinox rituals you can follow. Obviously I'll be posting summer, autumn, winter rituals as well when we get to those points in the year. So I do have those rituals for you here on my channel. But spring is very much about like the green light from the universe, those things and ideas we've been cultivating over winter and now ready to like get going and sow those seeds, so to speak. So we're starting to see those kind of ideas start to, you know, bloom from the ground, so to speak, but they're not in full bloom just yet. So it's more about action. It's about new beginnings. It's about birthing those ideas and really starting to lay the foundations for our spring summer. So we're starting to come out of that winter feminine energy and more into more action orientated, feeling more of that masculine energy once again. And then summer is our full outer expression. So we're fully in that masculine energy. It's all about manifestation, things coming to fruition. You look at nature, things do come to fruition in the summer through the leaves and trees and plants being in their full expression, their full bloom. Olive trees, apples, lemons are all blooming. So we see the full fruition, the full expression of that energy in our summer as well, our outer season. Autumn is then about moving now back from that masculine more into the feminine inner. It's about releasing. It's about letting things fall away that are no longer serving us, but also gratitude with the harvest as well. And we see that in that outer reality too. And then winter is all about that deep feminine energy, full feminine energy, inwards, darkness, shadow, yin energy, going within, inner work, resting, and it's very much that inwards energy, whereas the summer is the full expression of outer energy. So those are the things that we can experience, and you may be feeling one of those seasons inwards within you as well, even if that's not the outer season you're experiencing in reality in life. So do honor where you are. But honoring these seasons with manifestation is really, really important, because then we can manifest from that aligned space. We're manifesting with nature and with our natural flows, cycles, and rhythms, rather than through force. And believe me, I've tried to force manifestations when I'm deep in that winter energy. And oh my gosh, there have been times throughout my life where I've been deep in that winter energy. I've not manifested anything. And that's okay, because that's the winter energy that I needed to be able to heal, to be able to rest, to be able to recuperate my energy so that I can be in that full masculine outer energy fully when I naturally return to that. So nature can teach us so many things about ourselves, and nature is the quickest way to regulate yourself, ground back in, and feel connected to yourself, feel present, feel here and now. So if you are feeling anxious, get out in nature, do something in nature. If you are feeling overwhelmed or stressed or burnt out, stop, get out in nature and do something. Nature teaches us so many wonderful things about regulation, about being present, about really like trusting in the universe. Like I said, nature does not question whether it's abundant or worthy enough or whether those things are going to bloom again. Nature just is. And that's really the energy that we need to embody and incorporate as well, is that just is energy of we are just us, and we're allowed to just be. And when we're in that present moment, listening to our cycles, listening to ourselves, listening to the energy and working with nature and the energy of that season to support us, we can see huge things happen in our lives. And it's really funny, I was, my friend Clara invited me on her BBC Radio London show a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking about this, and she was like, you know, give us some tips on things we can do in this season to manifest. And I was like, well, this is the perfect time to do that. We're in Aries season when I'm filming this. I think you're going to be, you are definitely going to be in Taurus season by the time you're watching this. So obviously the Aries energy is all about new beginnings, and Aries is the first sign of the astrological year. So a lot of people don't actually set their intentions in January. They'll wait till this point in April when the Aries and spring equinox happens, Aries season happens, to set these intentions for the next 12 months. So there's no right or wrong with it. It's what works for you. But if you really want to connect to those cycles in nature, in life, then these are fantastic things that you can do. So even if you're watching this, obviously you're watching this in May, but even in tourist season, there's still amazing things. We're working towards Beltane, obviously on May the 1st. So there's lots of seasonal things still happening, even though it's not spring equinox or summer solstice just yet. So there is lots that's happening in this spring energy, from those new beginnings, those shoots starting to bloom. This is a time to plant your ideas, plant your seeds in this fertile soil, and grounding yourself in regularly as well. I've got a free grounding and refocusing meditation on my website that I will link below. It pops up when you pop on the website, but I'll link to the page for you. Just sign up and get this free meditation, because it's just a fantastic way to just regulate yourself each morning, center yourself, and ground yourself back in. Mother Earth wants to support us. We're always, especially with the law of attraction and manifesting, we're always very much connected to the above, but also we need to be connected to below. We need to be connected to the earth to really feel that equilibrium and balance in our life. So manifestation in nature is more about balance. It's more about acknowledging that we can manifest with this energy, this feminine nature energy too. And Mother Earth wants to support us. Nature wants to support us and is literally showing us how it's done. So we can take a lot of valuable lessons from nature. And honestly, whenever I feel disconnected, going for a nice walk in nature, going to my favorite nature spots, just makes me feel a whole ton better. I'm back in that grounded energy, I'm rooted in, I'm back in that feminine energy. And the feminine energy is all about flow as well. The divine feminine energy represents flow, receiving, and very much the masculine energy, the divine masculine energy, is about action and executing and goals and things like that. So we need both energies to be able to receive our manifestations. We need that summer masculine energy to get to work, to get to action, to co-create our reality, but we also need the feminine winter energy to actually allow ourselves to receive abundance, receive our desires with ease. So nature allows us to receive. Nature does not ask anything of us. I mean, obviously it asks for us to look after it, which is still very, very important, because we do use and abuse nature as well. We know we do. But nature doesn't ask anything of us, only that we respect it, right? It provides us unlimited abundance through fruits, through vegetables, through so many different things, through oxygen. And it just is. It's not asking anything of us. It's just wholeheartedly supporting us and showing us what true abundance is. And when we go into nature and we sit at the beach, or we watch the ocean, or we sit in a nice little foresty bit and take in the energy, it's just giving to us. We are just receiving from nature, receiving those energies to calm and, release stress and ground back in. So nature, absolutely, we know, has been proven to reduce stress, to do all of these wonderful things, but I don't want to keep it energetic and I want to keep it focused on manifestation. But we can claim so much abundance from nature. We can see abundance within nature, and it's always constantly reminding us of how powerful abundance is within nature. And I think so often we look towards the masculine side of the energy for abundance and for manifestation, when actually the feminine side, the nature side, is equally as abundant and can equally teach us how to receive with ease, how to trust, and how to really allow the universe to support us. So manifesting with the seasons, knowing your inner seasons, and obviously allowing yourself to connect to nature regularly is going to help you feel so much more abundant. And if you're feeling stressed, or you're feeling disconnected, for example, that's not going to help you manifest. We know joy is the ultimate creator. So if connecting to nature, like it is for me, does bring you joy and helps you, why wouldn't you do that? Because that is going to help you to get into the present moment, to just be, and again, let go and surrender. So nature has so many valuable lessons for us, with manifestation, with abundance, with everything. And nature is my greatest teacher, absolutely. I learned so much through nature, through the seasons, through the energies. And I've recently been reading a book called Sacred Seasons by Kirsty Gallagher. And as soon as I randomly saw this, I do have Kirsty's book, the Crystal, what I think it's called, Crystals for Self-Care. I can't remember. But as soon as this popped up on my Amazon as a suggested book, I was like, oh my gosh, add to cart, pre-order, purchase, no questions. I just knew this book was going to be epic, and this was months ago. Anyway, I received it on the spring equinox. It came on spring equinox, and I just instantly, I've never read a book that quick in my life, Jesus. And I've been absolutely loving it. So I really highly recommend reading this book if you want to learn more about the types of things that I'm sharing here. I'm definitely going to be including more in my work, as I'm already planning to do. I've got my beautiful Glastonbury Retreat coming up in August, which I am so excited about, because I just knew it had to be in Glastonbury. I knew we had to be connected to nature and literally immersed in nature fully. So we're going to be having the most aligned, amazing retreat in August, and I will pop a link down below to information as well if you're like, hell yes, I want to come and hang in nature with you, Emma, work on manifestation and work on alignment. We're going to be using nature to come into alignment and manifest our dreams in the stunning Glastonbury in the Chalice Wells, and working with the sacred geometry of Glastonbury as well. And this is like, I never thought that I was going to be this type of like manifestation teacher where I'm like nature and grounding and alignment, but like, oh my gosh, from doing these things myself and feeling this deep call, it has transformed my manifestation practice hugely, where I do trust and I do allow, and I allow nature and the universe to support me and support my desires, and work with the seasons and work with my inner seasons and work with my menstrual seasons as well, to be able to show up as my best self, to be able to honor myself, and allow whatever I need in that season of my life to happen through allowing. So nature is so healing and so transformative, and it holds so many secrets to us for abundance, and I can't wait to share more of these teachings with you in the Glastonbury Retreat, and of course in my books, on my channel, here and everywhere. But do check out Kirsty's book. It's a fantastic place to start, and I actually took away a lot from it and really enjoyed it, so I think you're gonna absolutely love it too. But please let me know how you connect to nature. Obviously check out the grounding meditation, give that a go, and that's going to teach you how to ground into the earth. But literally you can simply just put your feet on the grass or put your feet on the earth, whatever you have available to you. If you obviously don't have a garden, go to local parks or nature spots and reserves around you. So there's so many ways, and even like having house plants and things like that, plants in your garden, whatever you're able to have, all of these things help you to ground and connect. But sometimes I just prefer going out and immersing myself fully in whatever nature spot I feel called to go to, like beaches, things like that. So there's no right or wrong, and every energy will call you to a different thing. Like obviously the ocean is very much emotional side of things. So if you're feeling very called to go to the ocean, then that's very much an emotional side of things, looking at your emotions. Obviously the mermaid energy is very much like healing emotions, relationships. So if you're feeling called to work with the ocean, that's what is coming up for you. Forests, and obviously like more kind of like earthy tree shrubbery. I'm probably describing this awful. I'm going to say forest. More forest locations is more about embodiment. It's more about that integrating, alignment, embodiment, and also grounding, most importantly. So grounding into that stillness, grounding into nature. So I always feel like if you want a full nature experience, things like forests are perfect for that, trees, grass, places like that. Whereas ocean focuses more on the emotions and the relationships coming up in your life. So each spot in nature will obviously help you with different things. And I'm also going to link as well to Emma Lowy's podcast interview that's here on my YouTube channel about nature as well. So obviously she doesn't share it from a spiritual perspective, she shares it from a very like eco perspective. But again, if you want to learn more about the different landscapes of nature and how they can help you, Emma's interview is fantastic, so I'll link that down below as well, so you can go and check that out. But let me know, how are you going to connect to nature this week? What are you going to try? What do you love doing to connect with nature, and how can you manifest with nature? I would love to hear what you're going to try. But thank you so much, gorgeous souls, for watching. I appreciate all your views and likes. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here, because I would love to see you again soon. Don't forget to leave me a comment in the comments box down below, because I reply to them all. And don't forget, you can also join my free Law of Attraction support group over on Facebook, where you can join myself and other like-minded souls, where we talk all things Law of Attraction and spirituality. I hope you have a wonderful week, whatever you are up to, and I will see you all in my next video, which will be on Tuesday. Lots of love.